So last week's video was pretty heavy, I have to admit that, but due to popular demand, I thought we could do a most Googled questions about the INFP part 2. So this video is a light-hearted one, and I just want to put a smile on all of your faces and perhaps answer some questions that you may not know the answer to. If you're someone who isn't an INFP and there are some things that really stump you when it comes to the people in your life who happen to have the INFP personality type, then this video is likely for you. And if you want to laugh, if you're an INFP, this video is for you too. It's for everyone. Let's all celebrate together. Because we've been talking about friends a lot on this channel as of late, the first question is, how do I befriend an INFP? This is a great question and obviously something that stumps a lot of people because it's not so easy to just go up to an INFP and be like, hey, you want to be mates? Because the INFP is incredibly reserved and we're likely going to feel quite intimidated by that kind of act. So there is a skill into befriending the INFP. INFPs like people who are relatable. We like people who seem very genuine and authentic and aren't hiding something that we know might come out at a later time and hurt us. INFPs are very protective of who we are. We tend to see ourselves as people who are quite different from the norm, and therefore we don't really want to go getting our feelings hurt if we put ourselves out there or bring people in just at the drop of a hat, really. We're going to need to know that that person is safe enough for us to be able to pursue or for them to be able to pursue us. But what's going to work for the INFP is if you gently talk to them, gently kind of let them know what to expect, what's going on. Don't be so incredibly overbearing, but don't ignore them either. There's a fine little middle ground, and being online and having a wee chat on Messenger is a really great way to kind of break the ice a little bit without that INFP feeling incredibly awkward within a social setting. One-on-one is another great aspect because INFPs may feel quite intimidated when being in a large crowd. We're going to struggle a little bit to be able to concentrate on absolutely everyone in that crowd and everything that's going on because it can be quite overwhelming being in that situation. So if you're able to get us one-on-one and maybe do certain activities where we feel that we can thrive in, then that INFP's ears are going to prick up and we're going to think, hey, wait a minute, this person seems to be on our level. They seem to understand me, or they seem to be open enough for me to be myself. The next one is, what makes an INFP angry? Well, we're all different. So there's always going to be certain circumstantial situations that make we as individuals angry. But generally speaking, an INFP is going to be angry if you shut down who they are, if you're going to make a personal attack on that person, on the INFP, with who they individually are. Many INFPs are very individualistic. They have their own certain taste, their own style, their own interests, their own things that make them who they are. And that all comes down to introverted feeling. If you step on their toes and step on their values, it's likely just going to make them pretty annoyed, pretty angry, depending on the situation. I certainly have my very own rage meter. Go and ask my husband and kids. An INFP may have something that they wholeheartedly believe in, say, for instance, a political cause or something that they can truly back and get behind. And if someone's going to kind of insult that, it's not really going to go down well with the INFP. Now, likely in a social situation, the INFP is not going to embarrass themselves by calling you out because we don't like conflict. However, unfortunately, the INFP has a tendency to be a little bit passive-aggressive. So if they don't really like you, or if you've made them angry, they may just kind of outright ignore you or insinuate that there is a problem by putting themselves out there on perhaps social media in a different way. Now, I know all of you guys have posted little memes about something that's really grinded your gears, that's directed to someone in particular, but you're not going to say who in the post, and everyone kind of guesses, like, Is this about me? And you just leave it up to everyone's imagination. The next one is why are INFPs so weak, submissive, and timid? Again, INFPs don't like conflict. We have a tendency to freeze up within a situation that requires kind of quick thinking and a rapid response in a social situation. We understand social dynamic and we don't want to embarrass ourselves. We don't want to wind up looking like the bad guy in a situation or wind up looking like an idiot. So the first response of an INFP is to kind of retreat back into their shell. I wouldn't so much say that this is a weakness, rather it's more of a personality trait. If you look at the highly sensitive person, for example, many highly sensitive people do this as well, and it all comes down to the feeling of being an overwhelm in a situation and being able to, again, think very rapidly and to respond very rapidly. And not everyone can do that, but it doesn't make that person inherently weak. It's just a nuance within their personality. We're all not good at everything. So, for example, the person who may be able to react in a very rapid way and be able to come up to conflict, they may not be so empathetic. They may not understand social dynamics. They may even be somewhat of a narcissist. And to me, that is a nuance within a personality. Speaking of narcissists, a few of you have mentioned me doing a video about narcissism, so that one is in the cards. I have been thinking about it. The next one is what makes an INFP happy? Again, it all comes down to introverted feeling, what that INFP values. I probably did this one on the last most Googled questions about the INFP, but anyway, who cares? I'm just going to do it again, I guess. So it all comes down to introverted feeling, what that INFP values. An INFP is going to likely love doing the things that are most sacred to them. That could mean, for example, being able to write music, being able to perform. If you want to dive deeper, the other things that make an INFP happy is being able to connect with people on a very authentic and genuine level. INFPs feel intimidated in social situations, but we really love to be able to connect with people one-on-one. We really love to be able to form deep connections with individuals. And once we are in that kind of situation where we can connect with others and collaborate with them, or to find out certain things about ourselves that we didn't know before, or find out things about the world or the human condition or the larger purpose in things, then that's going to make us happy, because we're all about the bigger picture and the bigger connection and the bigger everything. How do you calm down an INFP? Can you? Can anyone actually do that? I don't know. Go ask my husband. He will likely tell you, don't even try. Honestly, everyone's different. Some INFPs may like to have a hug. They may like personal touch. Other INFPs may just want to be left the F alone for a very long time. Other INFPs may like to be able to do things with their loved ones and envelop themselves in something very creative, or simply watching a movie. We're all different. We all have our own different kinds of love languages. And I think that's what it comes down to. While we are introverts and do like our space, we do recharge our batteries from taking space and being able to just relax and be in peace with ourselves. We, of course, do have our specific love languages. For me, I guess that is, I don't know, I've been trying to figure out what my love language is, and it's actually kind of hard. I think I like words of affirmation. I think that's one of the things I really love, and quality time. Again, if we go back to the what makes the INFP happy, if we look at the larger purpose of everything and we kind of tap into connecting with the INFP and working on the things that kind of lead them on their path or help to redirect them onto their path, you're going to likely cheer that INFP up, fingers crossed. I guess you just need to give it time. Are INFPs manipulative? Yes. Yes, they definitely can be manipulative. You can get an INFP who is a narcissist. And again, I'm going to brush on this narcissist thing. I think that is a sign. But yes, an INFP can be manipulative. In fact, I have been manipulative in many instances in life. Don't ever think that the INFP is this perfect little angel, this perfect little teddy bear who can't do any wrong, because an INFP can absolutely be unhealthy and cause damage, even if they know that they don't want to. They don't want to hurt anyone. I think that is the general crux of the matter. The INFP does not want to hurt anyone, but sometimes we can act selfish. Sometimes we can react negatively to things and want to get our way with certain things. Perhaps I could talk more about an unhealthy INFP and how that manifests in a later video, such as exploring our shadow functions. If you're keen for that, just pop a comment down below. And the last one is, why do INFPs disappear? AKA, why do INFPs ghost? I have done exactly that, and I do that a lot, and I don't intend to do that, but sometimes I just get so distracted in life, or maybe I don't feel so good and I tend to isolate when I'm not feeling good. There are many reasons why the INFP may ghost. One of those reasons could be that they try to avoid conflict because it's too intimidating. They may not actually want to hang around certain kinds of people, but don't really have the courage to be able to just say that. So some of us do tend to ghost because of that. Another reason is that self-isolation, as I said. When we don't feel very good, and INFPs are very, very self-aware, very emotionally aware, we do tend to self-isolate. Some of these reasons is because when we self-isolate, we feel that we're not bothering anyone. We're very aware of how others perceive us, and we don't want to step on anyone's toes. When we're self-isolating because we're not feeling good, we're likely not feeling good about who we are, and therefore we don't want to burden people with ourselves. Another reason is because we just simply forget. We leave you on red, and I'm very, very sorry about this, but I think it's a bit of a pandemic in itself in this world today, in this modern world, where because we have this instant access to social media, socializing has become very strange. And I think it's become more of a instant gratification situation where we're online, things happen online that make us feel good, so we release dopamine, and then we're after that next kind of dopamine hit. I sound like an addict. I think we're kind of coming into this new world where we expect something here and now, instead of taking the time to really sit down and concentrate on sending a reply. I do make a very conscious effort to do that when I can. There are so many times I leave people in red. There are so many times I read people's messages and I go, I need to reply to that. I need to give them a decent reply. And that takes some effort. And then I just forget about it. And then I see the message later on, and then there's this big elephant in the room where I'm like, I can't message them now because it's too late. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I would like to take some requests for future videos. So if you do have any video ideas, please let me know. But for now, I hope you guys have a good day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys all again for the next video. Bye.